Hey guys, good morning. This is Julie. I'm going to do some hypothetical spreads and take a look at some of these markets going into the end of the year. I expect there's going to be a lot of volatility. We've got many macro events coming up, from the ECB price cap to the OPEC report for oil. And for the E-mini complex, we've got Powell talking about his pain and the pausing and the furtherance of that, and end of month OPEX and Vixpiration, and I expect volatility. Um, we have quite a bit going on, so I've decided to update the spreads going into the end of the month, and this will give me a good exercise of managing the positions, seeing if there's going to need to be any adjustments to be made, or can I just sit back and collect my premium. I'm up to about $29,650 in premium collected through the end of the month. And that would require approximately an $86,000 account, or just say $100,000 account, to be able to get this. So that would be the goal, to have $100,000 account so that I could be getting, this much premium a month, on average, or somewhere around this ballpark. It doesn't have to be exactly this amount, but just have that much money to use, to try to collect sell premium. You're, providing liquidity to the market. And my thesis is I'm not going to try to break the spreads. I'm going to try to, trade with the institutions, trade like a market maker, and try to learn to think like a market maker. Um, a portfolio manager, whatever, but it would be for my own portfolio. So I'm using the spreads, the distributions, on Jats PT to help guide me of where the ones are. You can see that the market likes to stay inside the ones because that's where they sell their risk. And we've got this opportunity coming up here. If this holds, I'm not really convinced that that will hold this time and sell off. A lot of people are thinking that. In fact, the market has got this priced in so that there's not any puts, or excuse me, calls above this, really. Very few. But that can change on a dime. I mean, we can hit the call wall up here and then they can keep moving it out, because why go to the bother of getting to 4,200 if you're not going to come up here to 43.35 and take these guys, you know, um, stops out. And then if you're at 4,300, your next tranche is at the top of the distribution. And so before you know it, we're back to the top of the market. And that's really what I'm thinking is going to happen, because if you see this, the yellow, pink, yellow, that's JP Morgan's collar, and they are long above their call wall. So that means that they are buying calls. So we know that they're sending it to the current top calls. And if we come over here to the, let me put this on the E-mini heat map. Oops, sometimes it does that. Heat map, yes. Okay, good. You can see that the put wall is way down there at 32.30, but here's their call wall. Um, they started buying calls at 3,600, and they've been getting long ever since. And let me refresh this. That doesn't quite look right. There we go. So 3,900, 4,300 has got the top calls. 4,200, 4,300. So I'm thinking this is going to get up to 4,300. And that's right above my ones. But like I said, that can easily be moved. We have plenty of time. In fact, let's go back and open this up and do one more thing. I may not have enough contracts in here. Um, Here we go. So 3,600 is your put wall, and you can see 4,200 has quite a bit, but 4,300 is really the end of the road. So I'm definitely thinking 4,300 easily, and then we'll see what happens. But my thesis is JP Morgan is not going to be long calls and then send it all the way back down before the end of the month. That would be crazy. That they would just be cutting money out of their own pocket if they did that. So I think Powell will be accommodative and help kick it up to this upper end so that they can clear these out and then bring it back in the first of the year. So I am preparing my strategies accordingly. I've gotten some regular strangles going into the 12-day December 16th, going to that 4,300 strike, and into the quarter, though, I'm taking it up to 45, 30, and that can be adjusted. And I'm using this pivot. Well, I didn't use that pivot. I probably need to adjust that to 4764, 4640. Yeah, I'm going to change this, make it 4,800. So let me go into my quick strike and adjust my spread for that. That would be this one. I'm going to mm, make this 0 and send this up to 4,800. Way up there. It's not letting me do it. Let me start over. And I may have to go out instead of getting this. I may have to go to the second month. So let me do that. Let me just start over and do a 2 month, January 31st. And that way I can get up there. So I want to change this to 131.23. Oops. And try it again. So let's do another spread. And I'm going to put this back on the alternative view. So I'm going to sell 4,000. And my upper reach would be 4,800. Okay. So that looks better. Can't type. All right. So that looks much better. So we've got more time and that'll give me more income. So I will collect 8,158 and I need to put up 12,572.50, which is 65% return. So that's good. So that's really good. So that's a better deal. So I had to take it out a little bit. I do think that, my premise for this is that it is going to explore those outer areas versus turn around and come down. If it does turn around and come down on me at this level and break my put, then I'll just have to make the adjustments, and I'm prepared to do that. There's no way to understand what Powell is going to say when he comes out, but I can't imagine that he would force JP Morgan to lose money the last 2 weeks of the year. That would shock me. Um, I know that they've made a lot of money, but they're not in the business of losing money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to err on the side of the bank's going to win. I think that's the safest bet. So banks win, we all win, right? Um, so here are my spreads. I've got the crude one still going. Again, I've got OPEC and the EU price cap. So I'm really looking at this 87, 88 level really hard. And if it gets anywhere near 88, I'm going to move this 94 call probably out to 96, which would be my 2 month level. Give myself plenty of room um, because we've got, OPEC plus EU price cap. That could be a big upside surprise. Never know what's going to happen, but I'm going to stay on my toes for, $1,580 through the end of the month of premium. And then here's the big daddy, coming in and trading the ES and the NQ. And I've got some ladders going on here. I don't know if you've noticed, but I put some put ladders and call ladders up. And basically, what that does is it allows you to bracket a short period, and anything outside that level will get you extra money. And if you're inside the two strikes, the two long strikes, the 4150 or the 4200, you would lose. But anything outside 4200 or below 4150, you get extra money. So you not only keep your premium, but you make more. So that is very exciting. And the same thing for the put spread. So I'm shorting 4100 and saying anything below 4100, between 4100 and 3950. Um, so anything below 4100 and 3950 in this box right here, I would lose. But as volatile as this market is going to be, my gamble for this through the end of the month is that it's going to expire above or below that, right? It's going to go up or down from there. And we have a very good chance of that because we've got GDP, we've got Powell, we've got all kinds of stuff going on. So I think volatility, it will not be flat. I know that the VIX is under 20, but that just lends credence to having a VIX blowout for this VIX expiration and OPEX. And the market moves after OPEX. So that goes into the end of the year, right? So that's when the market will move. So I will be very curious to see my strategy works. I've done the same thing for the NQ. Um, I have gotten just some normal strangles going on to collect a little bit of premium. Um, 11.2 and 14,000 and 11.110 and 13,500. 11.10 and 13.5 is my quarterly 12 days. And then I give myself more time and more room for the other one. But then I can do the same thing. I can get that long short thing going with the puts and calls by doing the ladders. And that is when you're expecting the volatility. So basically, it's the same thing. I am bracketing inside this area um, between 12 and 11.7 and 12.150 and 12.200, and then anything outside, or 12.200 to 12.450, and I'm sorry, 11.7 and 11.5, anything outside 11.5 or 12.450, I'd be pure profits, right? And pure profits anything above 12.150 and above 12,000. So I think I'm in a pretty good position. We'll see. And it will, like I said, be a good exercise for me to I've got a little bit of a data freeze here, sorry. Hang on. Where do we go? Here we are. Um, so here we are at 12,000, and anything down to this 11,500, uh, I would lose. So if it's inside this box, inside the middle, really, I would lose on the put. And if it's inside this box, I would lose on the call. But if it's above or below that, the volatility would kick in. And so I'm gambling it's not going to be inside the whites. I'm gambling that for this year end, with the volatility, that we're going to go outside. And that's what this is. So we'll see how I do. That'll be fun. May keep me on my toes and give me something to do, right? If I have to do adjustments and quick thinking, and um, then you can throw on, buy some puts or sell some calls or do something. Um, buy calls or sell calls or puts. I'll figure it out. So Dean or Andrew or any of my option buddies, Roger, you know, y'all give me a hand, figure out, make sure I'm on the right path with these. I'd appreciate it. And hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll talk at you next week. If you have any markets that you would like to see some strangles or um, vertical spreads or these ladders done it in, let me know because I think the JATS PT indicator is just perfect for this. I mean, you can tell that they just open your eyes how the market works inside these distributions and where the distribution breaks, how it goes to the 2 and the 3 directionally, and here's your 1 support. I mean, it's just, phenomenal. Okay? I like it. I like it a lot. All right, guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a good weekend.